People have called me Justin.
You've told people to call you Justin.
This is false.
No, it's not. I have video proof that we've gone out and I was like recording in the background, and they're like, Sam, you're like, no, it's Justin.
Welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Chuck and Samuel Show.
Clear it out.
Clear it out. Who's going to do the intro?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling 1 through 10?
I'm feeling like a 7 or 8, I'd say. But I
ain't bad.
would imagine you're feeling off the charts with that beanie, bro.
Boy, I'm trying to break that world record.
That for the highest cone head beanie. Dreadlocks?
I got them stuff in there, yeah.
All right.
I can't even fit it on frame.
Dreadlock extensions.
Bro, I've been listening to some Revolution, and I'm ready.
Some
White Boi Reggae.
What's the one? The villains, the super villains. White Boi Reggae, bro.
White Boi Reggae.
Can we talk about how much I loathe White Boi Reggae?
White Boi. See, that's the thing. All right, you're talking about cancel culture, right?
Yeah.
If we start bashing White Boi Reggae, we're gonna get canceled.
Well, they should get canceled because they're the ones who are culturally appropriating.
Dude, that is when I try to describe Jacksonville Beach to people that aren't from Jacksonville Beach, I say White Boi Reggae.
All around.
Yes.
All around.
That's the life and soul of Jack's Beach. White Boi Reggae.
It truly is.
And I only know one band, Revolution.
Yep. Soldiers of Jah or some Jah there used to be a Christian White Boi Reggae band called, you ready for this?
Hit me.
Christafari.
Christafari.
Whoa.
We're probably going to get some people out there giving a shout out to Christafari.
You know, I actually brought them up to a friend the other day, and they're still making music. I looked, and they have like 30 records out, and there's a reggae worship cover album that they have. I was not brave enough to listen to it.
There's nothing wrong with some Christian. How do you blend the gap between Christianity and Rastafari?
Well, instead of smoking doobies, you just get high on the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's truth right there.
Yeah.
Facts. Concrete.
I think that's the only way to bridge it. Are we going to... Did you have something else you wanted to say about that?
Not really.
We still haven't done the intro.
This is the intro.
Right.
Revolution.
So, Revolution. You take it away with
I'll
that
take
hat
it away.
on. And you got a new haircut that you're hiding from everybody.
And I haven't even posted photos yet.
You haven't?
No. I was supposed to do it like 2 weeks ago.
I would imagine by now you would have been stunting on everybody.
I've gotten threats from Pepe about not posting photos of it. But I will post about it, buddy.
All right.
It is coming. I will, but there's no way I could have passed on this thing.
Look at that thing. Monstrous. You're making a statement with that cap.
I'm not bending the knee with this cap.
You're not.
A skull cap? I hate when people say that.
I'm not sure that constitutes as a skull
That's
cap.
a northerner
That's
thing.
Like I don't know, a skyscraper cap.
Yeah, dude. Do you call it beanies or skull caps?
I call them beanies.
Thank you. There's certain people that aren't from Florida that call them skull caps.
The same people that call Coke a pop.
Yep. It's a beanie.
It's Coke.
So let's jump into this episode.
Let's jump into it.
And I'll do it.
Go, take it away, brother.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us this week on episode 10.
10? Can you believe it?
We're almost at double digits.
This is a milestone.
Milestone.
This is our 10th anniversary.
Bro, double digits. People have been waiting for this day for 10 weeks.
Insane.
And we're blessing them with that.
We are. I'm actually, the more we talk about it, I feel like we're letting ourselves and everybody else down by not making it a bigger celebration than it is. We'll save that for 100.
Let's save it for 100. Let's save it for like maybe 21 when we become legal, or 18 when we come. Yeah, let's do it like or 21. We're old enough to drink.
Do you know 100 episodes is going to be like 2 years from now?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. If we don't take any breaks, yeah.
Listen to me.
Oh, camera on you. There you go.
All I'm saying
Over
is,
here,
we're that this one?
Yes.
it would mean the world to us if you're still listening by episode 100.
100.
Keeping it.
We'll try not to forget about you guys when we have millions of subscribers. We'll remember all those originals. 311, the lead singer, 311, the blonde guy.
Another white boy reggae band that I can't stand.
One of our first supporters was 311 because they were originals.
Come original.
Yep. But we're at 10, though.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations, man.
Dude. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Handshake. Dude, we made it. We've stuck to our promise of one episode a week.
We have. Last week was a little bit late, but that's par for the course. 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago was a little.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Because we had to edit out that vulgarity. Just straight up vile content. It was disturbing.
You know, the few people that I told what we took out, and we could tell the people, it was just like a solid 15 minutes of poop humor. And everybody that I said what we edited out was like, oh, yeah, thanks for doing that, because I don't think I'd want to listen to that long of a clip about poop.
Yeah, it was.
I can't disagree with them.
Well, I was the first one that brought it up, to be honest.
That's false.
I said, dude, we've been talking about poop for way too long.
Everybody knows I'm the voice of reason in this place.
I only brought it up because I wasn't in 100% condition. I said my stomach was turning. And you guys could not stay off the freaking poop. And now we're right back at it. And I'm gonna
right back at it.
And I'm about to cut you off,
and
dude.
We edited one thing that I said that I actually thought was pretty funny. But
you never say anything funny.
Well, since we're not going to talk about it for 10 minutes now, but I said the worst feeling in the world is pooping while you're sweating. That's all.
You're vile.
I know. Let's move. Let's keep it moving.
Let's keep it moving.
Do the intro, Chuck.
Hey, guys. Hey, gang. Episode 10. Today, nothing too crazy. No themed episode, no guest. But we're going to be shooting the breeze. We got some good topics. And this is just getting back to our roots. Maybe it's the Rastafarian stuff, getting back to our roots. But it's going to be a chill episode. We're getting back to what people really enjoy.
I hope so.
Just two hot boys talking about life and kind of just like being ourselves.
You know what I'm saying?
Because if someone asked me what this show was about, I'd probably say it's that.
It's just okay. So maybe someone watching can help us with this, because we have been asked to describe. If we could describe in one sentence what your show is about.
Yeah.
Neither one of us have an actual answer, because there is no consistent theme. It is just literally us shooting the breeze.
People have said it's two honks on camera, and that's it. It's just sex appeal.
Well, that should be our headline.
That should be. And some other people are like, no, it's like two like really good friends that just have amazing chemistry and are just like talking about life. They're talking about, trending topics. They're talking about politics. That's what it is. So I think it's just two hunks, just not bending the knee.
I couldn't agree with you more, bro. We're a bunch of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednegos.
Is Proverbs 35?
Close enough.
Close enough.
Old Testament.
My favorite testament.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the band. You wouldn't know about that. They're an 80s metal band.
I've heard of Testament. Can't say I've heard them.
So, brother, getting right into it, what do you have Samuel Sanders, been up to recently? Because it's been, I think our last recording session was like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
It was.
So I haven't seen you in forever.
It's very nice to see you again, Chuck.
And I don't think anyone's seen you in a while besides like the recorded podcast. What have you been up to recently?
Oh, that's a great question, man. A lot of work, a lot of putting out fires, as you know.
The worst.
Definitely some good days and some bad days in the last couple of weeks, but overall really good, man. I got a new car recently. Things are going good. Finally.
Dude, is 2021 better than
so far, bro? Good. You have no idea. It's looking up, my friends.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, things are great. Work's getting back to normal.
I love seeing you taking over again. That's my favorite thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I was out of it there for a while, and you were my
rock.
You were my rock.
I was your rock, bud.
Yeah, man. And what are friends for?
I'm so glad, because I just hate seeing you mope around so much. So seeing you just get back to that elite status, Pro Bowl status,
I appreciate that, man.
I love it.
I think I actually said this to you, and we're about to get a little deep right away for a second, but I think it was sometime last year where I woke up one day and I'm like, what is this funk that I cannot get out of? And I think I finally realized, I was like, dude, am I depressed? Is this what depression feels like? Last year sucked, Chuck, all around.
I don't think anyone had a good 2020 besides a few of us.
You did.
I had a great year. I hate to be that guy,
but
I had a great year. I benefited off the pain and agony of people.
You sure did.
Jeff Bezos, Chuck Jackson, But I'm glad to see everyone catching up. That's my thing.
Totally.
So seeing you get back on track, that dominance that you usually have.
I'm digging for it.
I love seeing it. Seeing you just take over like you usually do.
Come on.
Watch out.
Watch out, everybody.
I can't
coming
wait.
for the jugular.
You know what? I hate to bring it up, but I was watching a Dan Bilzerian video yesterday, and he made me he reminded me of you.
Let's back up for a second.
He reminded me of you.
Dan Bilzerian.
Yeah.
Reminded you of me.
Let's do a split screen.
I think the guy is fascinating. I'm not saying I'm a fan because I don't keep up with him, and I think he's pretty big douchebag. But I know you're fixing something right now, but I was about to ask you what reminded you of me when you watched him. Yeah, bring it back.
I'm back, baby. I just
want tough when you're the producer and the talent.
I just want to keep this at a world-class level like we always do.
Good job, man.
But when I was watching it, he was just like this guy who just wins. And I was like, damn, that reminds me of Sam. And what's so funny?
Could you imagine me just posting up
That's
with
you.
all of these models?
It's
and
not
next
just
to
that.
nothing.
When you're out of town, you're stunting on everyone. When you're playing gigs, you're stunting on everyone.
You're so sweet.
I
want Dan Bilzerian's money.
I thought you were going to say I want him on the show.
That would be sick.
Based on the free fall of his life, the video I watched, we probably could. Did you know that Dan Bilzerian is a Florida boy?
I did not know that.
He was born in Tampa and went to UF.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he just has that winning mentality. He's a Florida boy like us.
Can't deny it. So tell me, what's this downfall that he's experiencing?
He's a liar, and he got caught in all of his lies.
So what did he lie about? Is this recent?
He built his whole empire on lies. His dad was a con artist that went to jail.
No way.
Yeah, his dad's a world famous con artist that went to jail and gave them a trust fund. And he created this story about how they refused to let him into the Navy SEALs. He passed every test.
Yeah.
And he's like, they kicked me out. First time ever someone just got kicked out of the Navy SEALs. And everyone's like, that hasn't been proven at all. Then he talks about how he was a world-class poker player and he won $50 million.
That's what he says he won his fortune from.
Yeah. And there's no proof of that. Then he was like, I got all this money and houses, and then people dig and find that he was renting it. He didn't own it. That he used a credit card for everything he did, and that the person paying the credit card was not him.
Oh my God!
So it was almost like somebody was trying to build an influencer, like the original influencer.
So he had a money man.
Yeah.
That was not his money. That he was.
Somebody was paying for all this. Somebody thought that we could create this kind of figure that we could. It's almost like a spokesman.
I've got to read this article.
So it was like a spokesperson, but in the social media influencer way. Hey, we're gonna send you on a flight to Hawaii, and we need you. We'll pay for it, but you gotta sell it, take photos and stuff, and then we're gonna reuse it. And then long term, we're gonna create a company. He created a company. It was some sort of supplement company. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah, he's in the medicinal marijuana too.
CBD and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called. But they built that up. And then they went to the stock market. Projected at $3. It opened up and went down to $1 instantly. when people found out that this dude's a fraud and he's getting paid off by someone else, it just all started crumbling, and everyone's like, are you really as like rich, and is your stories as truthful as you say they are? And it just fell apart.
It's mind-blowing to me. You know, I've always heard the trust fund story, and he's always denied it, that he came from a rich family. But I had no idea his dad was a con artist and actually served time for it.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Wow.
His dad got into so much trouble that he's not allowed to be a part of any company as like a significant figure that is a company that can be traded.
Wow.
Yeah, his dad was such like a con artist that he is like banned from being a part of any company.
Was his dad Bernie Madoff?
Oh, dude, his dad was named something.
Does he even go by his real last name?
It is. It's his real name, and that's why they were able to connect it so easily.
Very crazy.
Because his dad was like in the 80s, late 80s, got busted for con artists.
I just don't know how someone could live with their conscience, knowing they're pulling one over on the world. I have watched a couple interviews with him, and I have to say the guy has no substance to him at all, dude.
He doesn't.
He can't conjure up a well-rounded thought for the life of him.
No, they use like samples of like his interviews with like Joe Rogan and Larry King and all this stuff. One of the guy from Shark Tank, the bald-headed guy, not Mark Cuban.
Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah, Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, how did you like what's the interest rate on this house if you just bought it cash? And he's like, talk to my accountant. That was his go-to. He's like, I don't know. He defaulted to being the party guy who makes money. Go talk to his accountant. And people are like, okay, we think you should have some knowledge of what's going on.
Absolutely.
So, and they kind of took pieces from like the Joe Rogan thing, Larry King, and then Mr. Wonderful, and how sometimes his lies matched up to show that he had like kind of a theme with his lies, and then it was sometimes he like backtracked and got him wrong.
That's insane.
Where like, oh, my brother helped me pay for this first gambling trip, and then another time he's like, oh, I sold my guns to get money for this trip.
Oh
and
my God. And, your sins will find you out, man.
Yeah. It caught up with him, and now it's just like everything's plummeting. His company is just, they're finding out it's a bunch of BS. And
unbelievable. Yeah. So he's probably not going to have any cute girls lined up to go on vacation with him anymore.
Oh, they even saw that. When he was like getting sued and everything, they found out that he was paying off all these models. He was like literally like the first influencer that paid for like exposure.
Another thing he lied about, because he was asked that in the same interview that I watched, and if he pays these girls to come with him, and he says no. And he says, as a matter of fact, some of them pay me to come.
Yeah.
Because I've actually created careers for a couple of these girls.
Yeah.
I just tag them, and they become insta-famous. Wild.
Yeah, there was a full-on money trail of all that. That
insane.
These planes he wasn't paying for, someone else was. Like, there was a full-blown credit card that all these things were getting swiped on, and the person paying it was not him. It was like a genuine, like, company or billionaire or whoever, somebody bigger than him.
I would love to know what was in it for that person and how they monetized.
Because they created a supplement company out of it. He became a brand. It was called like I don't know if it was Ignite. Yeah, was it Ignite? And that's the thing. It was like he got so big. He had 20 million followers. He was like a influencer, the first one. And they're like, we can create a company. We can sell CBD. We can sell supplements, vitamins, whatever, and then turn it into a company. So this one guy was going to end up being a company. So I think they had this like idea that if we can, in these like movies where if we can build a superstar, we can turn it into like a corporation.
Wow.
So that's what happened with him.
It tanked.
Yeah. People, it just those
don't follow that blueprint.
Yeah. There's too many lies with him.
Speaking of Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, did you see his post about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez?
What happened?
He was wearing one of her shirts. I forgot what it said. Something anti-capitalism, but he just gets on the computer and he was like, listen, I want to let Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez know that I want to be an investor in this company. She's anti-capitalism, but look at here. She's charging $60 for these T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she landed it for $4.50 a piece.
Yep. I did see that.
He smashed her, dude.
Yeah. You can't be doing that.
You can't be talking out of the both sides of your mouth.
I saw a post about that today about like millennials that are like anti-capitalism with their $1,000 iPhone
and their Starbucks
and their
in their
Starbucks,
hands.
yeah, on their Instagram.
It's what we like to call cognitive dissonance, Chuckacious. It is rampant.
Never heard
in our
truer
world.
words.
It is rampant in our world. You can't be speaking out of both sides of your mouth. And listen, your arguments have to be solid. Here's what truth is, Chuck. Truth is, no matter what angle you attack the argument from, it can withstand every angle you attack it from. Truth.
Yeah.
Lies will crumble, but it just is insane to me how people can be so anti certain things, but they're practicing it in their everyday lives.
Yeah.
Lead by example.
These people that are just so anti-capitalism. Just
Rules for thee and none for me.
If you don't abide by their beliefs, you're wrong.
It's crazy, isn't it?
So enough of Dan Bilzerian and
speaking
AOC.
of losing our free thought, did you get a chance to watch the Cpac at all?
I've watched clips of it. I haven't watched the full thing yet.
Papa Trump's going to run in 2024, man.
If he's Papa Trump, do we call him Daddy DeSantis now?
I like Daddy DeSantis, but he's not old enough to be.
He's our age,
our daddy. But every time I watch that man talk, I am like Zam Zaddy. So maybe we can call him Daddy DeSantis.
So they did a poll.
What a man.
They did a poll that everybody wants Trump to run again, and if it's not Trump, we want Ron DeSantis.
Ron DeSantis, and the third one was Noam.
Yes.
Noam from South Dakota, I believe, North Dakota.
Yeah,
she's great too.
I still need to check her out. I don't know too much about her, but I know a lot about Trump, and I know a lot about Ron DeSantis.
She would
two of my favorite people in the world.
She would be the first fairly elected female vice president in our country. I loved Trump's statement where he was like, maybe I'll decide to run and beat him for the third time.
Dude, I sent you that post about how this doesn't look like, or this looks like the president, or something along the lines of, this doesn't look like someone who came in second place.
Right.
And he's the first president, he is the president, but that he just didn't go into, like, he just didn't ride off into the horizon, the sunset. He just came right back 2 months later, and it's like, I'm here.
He's the people's president, man. He knows it. And he, the conservative, the Republican Party really, until he dies, he will be the leader of the conservative movement. There's no doubt about it.
Have you ever seen an ex-president have a rally or convention like that and just bring other people show up, like Clinton or Obama, and they're like, they just kind of hey, it's so glad to be back. You vote for this person.
Pomp and stance.
Yeah. He's the first one that came back and was like, we're ready to fight.
Let's go.
This is some BS. We're ready to fight. And all the pictures, and it was just kind of like the setting, it was like he had like, his rallies didn't stop. And I said this, that he was going to come back with these rallies like they never stopped. Same layout, same music, all that stuff. And I saw, clips and videos of it. And it looked like a president was talking.
It was the State of the Union address.
It was. It really was. Has Joe Biden done his yet?
No, I'm pretty sure he's well past. I think he should have done one by now.
Yeah, I've heard stuff about that. COVID.
Wake him up. Hey, it's time for your State of the Union address.
I saw a video of him recently, and like last night, and he was at some freaking, I don't know, he's in Nevada, California, wherever. And he was talking about, how they go there and they try to, boost up whoever's running and something. He was like, yeah, and we got Sarah DePalma and Ron, and he literally said, this is on video, so everyone go check this out. He says, what am I doing here? He was trying to catch his thought, and I understand that's what he was doing. He was like, what am I doing here, as in, like, what am I trying to say?
Yeah.
But he literally said, as he was confused, what am I doing here?
It's pretty on brand.
Bro, I can't have a senile president.
The last thing I'm going to say about this is it just blows my mind what people are willing to turn a blind eye to.
Yeah.
The fact that he voted for segregation and not against it. And you know what? The most recent, well, not the most recent thing, but a more recent thing is most people don't recognize the name Tara Reid, not American Pie. Wasn't she in American Pie?
Yeah.
Not that Tara Reid. A Tara Reid who was a staffer for Joe Biden when he was a senator. 100% he sexually assaulted that girl. And Kamala Harris, before they asked her to be the vice president, told her, she told it on Twitter, I believe it was, that she believed her, but it was still so imperative to get Trump out of office that she was still going to vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
What
blind
the
eyes,
actual
heckin'. Bro, that's how it is. They turn their blind eye on a lot of things. Cuomo.
Oh, well, they're not turning their blind eye. Did you see de Blasio today?
I heard Nancy Pelosi said something now.
De Blasio is governor of New York, right?
Yeah. Mayor.
Cuomo's a governor. De Blasio blasted him.
Yeah.
And
they're both ridiculous.
Well, it's funny whenever they start eating their own. It's just crazy, man. It's really wild. And you know, another name people don't know about is Christopher Steele. How can you be so opinionated about politics and not know these pivotal names, Chuck? Christopher Steele, the Steele dossier.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. What do you mean you don't know who that is? And if you don't know who it is, what camera I'm at? This one?
This one right here.
Go freaking do your research. Jesus. Low information voters, bro.
We got a whole country full of them.
I digress. Let's get off this topic.
Everyone hates when we talk about politics, so we're going to jump into Britney Spears.
Britney Spears?
Yeah.
Well, since you brought her up, I could talk about Britney Spears. I kind of feel bad because a couple weeks ago...
Oh, yeah. You have to make like a PSA about this.
I do. A couple weeks ago... I kind of was hating on her because I followed her on Instagram, and I'm like, this girl is off her rocker. But then I saw the new, I believe the New York Times put out a documentary about Britney Spears. And man, my heart goes out to that girl, dude. She has been through it. It showed like all the interviews of them being like super invasive with their questions and interrogating. And this girl's like crying. She starts crying. I think she was talking. I forgot who she was talking to. Well, she starts crying, and she goes to the cameraman. She's like, I'm so embarrassed. Can we please stop filming? And they didn't stop filming her. Anyways, this girl's been through a lot. Who wouldn't have some mental issues who has been through the life of Britney Spears? That's all I got to say. So, yeah, I wanted to go on record apologizing for my derogatory comments about Britney. Free Britney, bro.
That's our
Free
official
Britney.
statement about the boycotting of this podcast about what we said about Britney Spears for those 45 seconds.
She's an angel. She's a sweetheart.
She is a treasure, and I feel like we got to free her. And I think the judicial system is working on that right now.
I think the judge actually took the power out of her dad's hands like she was asking. I'm not sure who they're going to give it to. Maybe her mom.
They should probably give it her sister, Jamie Lee Spears.
You know, I still, man, something doesn't sit right with me about, I know it's the laws there to protect certain people from themselves, but the fact that she's the talent, she's the one who's made the family all the money, all these things, an American icon, a world icon.
Sex icon. Sorry, I had to say that.
She turned me into a man when I was a young boy. Dude.
I know. I hit puberty because of her and Little Kim's boobie in the VMAs.
Don't remember that.
There was one time she had her boob hanging out.
Oh, yeah. with the
purple,
but she had the pasty on
it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, got that.
Janet Jackson upped her. Speaking of which, you hear Justin Timberlake coming out and apologizing to Janet.
What a betrayal of our friendship.
I think he was right to apologize to Britney because there's this clip of him. He said a little too much in this radio interview.
That's fine. That's a Justin Timberlake issue I have because he always wants to be the cool guy. I'm funny. Man, I'm Justin Timberlake. Aren't I just like you guys? I smoke and drink and have a good time. Justin, go back to sex love songs.
Please.
The good old days. That 2020 stuff was garbage.
No, it wasn't.
I said it was garbage.
No.
Official statement from Chuck Jackson. 2020 was junk. It was the worst. Complete failure. Junk.
I'm going to have to partly disagree with you because Volume 1, here's my thing with 2020.
That's fine.
He should have stopped at the first release. The second release tainted the first one because the first one, in my opinion, was his best work to date.
It's not even the best song. I'm just going first single for first single. Sexy Back, Destroy, Suit and Ties.
My Love destroys all of them.
Print it. My Love is on Future Sex Love Songs.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Love Stone's the best one. But, yeah. And then, because of people like Sam over here boosting him up, getting in his head, he came out with Man in the Woods.
There were only 2 songs on that record.
Yeah, it was all junk.
But they were great songs.
Yeah, what, the Chris Stapleton one?
No, that wasn't one of them.
Grow up. And Justin Timberlake, if you don't want to be with your wife anymore, tell her.
You know, that's a great point because he got caught red-handed in Louisiana.
But also, I was backing him up because there was only a few photos. And the photo I did see, he was chilling. He was doing his thing. He was like me. He was like posted up, really cool and everything. And the girl was the one reaching in. That's the photo I saw. The photo I saw was the girl doing like 99%.
So she was the culprit.
Yes, she was. That's how I took it because I posted about it. And I said, dude, this girl is the one reaching in. He's posted up. He's sitting up. He's sitting back doing his thing like me, playing the cool guy.
Right.
Posted up. Who's that guy? That's
what everybody says.
That's what everyone says. Who's that guy? And that's what he was doing. And the girl was like reaching across the table, holding his hand. So I was like, dude, don't bend the knee and say, hey, we were just chilling. We're co-starring in something. She's the one. And he could have thrown her under the bus, right?
He would have had a third woman to apologize to if he did, no matter what
Who
the truth,
cares?
no matter what the truth was.
Who cares? This random actress I'm in the movie with versus my wife?
No, I agree with you on that.
I would, yeah. Sorry, I have to apologize to 2 women now. I feel so bad. Don't put them on the same thing. I'm just saying the photos I saw, it was like an after party. Everyone was, chilling, whatever. She was reaching in, and he was far back. It wasn't like they were on like a love seat, kind of.
And it was just the hand holding, right?
Yeah.
They didn't kiss or.
And he was like, "Oh, I got a little comfortable, blah blah blah." And and then now, if you
drinking too much, yeah.
Don't blame it on drinking. Never blame it on drinking. But and then looking, fast forwarding hindsight now, Justin Timberlake's a bitch. And he just fesses up to everything. He's like, oh, yeah, it was my fault, Janet Jackson. Oh, yeah, it was my fault, Britney Spears. Oh, yeah, it was my fault. Justin Timberlake, his words I can't say on this show. If you ever do something with Justin Timberlake and it's not his fault, just blame him. He'll apologize.
He'll take the heat.
Is he a gentleman? Is he a gentleman?
Know, man. I feel you. Someone said something recently to me, and I forgot who it was, that really, I hated to hear it, but it really resonated.
Yeah.
Because I used to love Justin Timberlake. He was like the Sinatra of our time.
You used to go by Justin for a little bit.
I did not.
Yes, you did. I have documentation. I have video proof.
People have called me Justin.
You've told people to call you Justin.
This is false.
No, it's not. I have video proof that we've gone out and I was like recording in the background, and they're like, Sam, you're like, no, it's Justin.
I gotta see this video.
And then you started doing like the whole white suit thing for a while.
You are unbelievable. I did wear a white blazer when I was way younger.
Yeah,
way before I knew
Justify
you.
was out.
Probably.
Okay.
Now you made me lose my train of thought of what I was gonna say. Oh, this is what he said. Justin Timberlake, in the last 5 years, has written music for children. And I can't disagree with that. Trolls.
That's the only song he's written, right?
Well, he's done I'm pretty sure he had something to do with the records, like the whole records. But literally, Man of the Woods, it wasn't great. It wasn't like somebody should have told him on Man of the Woods in 2020 Part 2, yo, You can do better.
Yeah.
This is going to tarnish your legacy. I did hear Man of the Woods tour was unbelievable, though.
All right, everyone. We kept on talking about Justin Timberlake being a monster or not for about 30 more minutes. We had to cut that out.
Yeah, bathroom.
We can't have. No, it wasn't a bathroom break. What are you talking?
To use the little boys' room.
I don't have bladder issues. Thank you very much.
Obviously. Have you checked your blood sugar by chance? That's a sign
or
of diabetes.
My prostate. I have diabetes and prostate issues.
Don't
Thank you
say
for
that.
saying that,
Don't
Sam.
say that.
Thank you for putting that on me, you freaking monster.
That's really a bad confession. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus.
The real monster wasn't Justin Timberlake. It was this guy. You're the real monster.
Why? For calling you out?
Yeah, about my prostate and diabetes. I have both of them. So let's get into questions, everyone.
That's not something that you should joke about.
Oh, what if I do have those?
People are dying because Biden hiked the diabetes insulin medicine up by like 500%.
Yeah, and that's why I have it, because I didn't have it 2 months ago.
I do want to talk about how you got me. I got the bug, Chuck.
What happened?
I got the bug.
Weight gain?
We can get there. No gain.
So,
but I got the gun bug, bro.
Let's talk about guns, bro. I told you I wanted to make this a gun show.
Literally,
it happened.
It's gonna happen because I want to pull my new gun out so bad and show everybody, but then it'll get like flagged and the whole nine.
There's a thing that you will get flagged if you do not show that the gun is not loaded.
Is that why all the reviewers do that? I thought it was just to let everybody know, look how safe I am.
No, it's a YouTube thing.
Wow.
If you're talking about like if you have a loaded gun, it's like instantly flagged. That's why every single one, it's like, all right, let's check it in, but let's show that it's not.
But they're
loaded.
allowed to shoot it in like the next breath. That doesn't make any sense.
But it's a part of it. It's like it's almost like if you acknowledge that when you're talking about it.
Yeah.
And then say, hey, we're at a range and we're shooting.
Wow.
So yeah, bro. Thank you for joining the gun club.
I love it. I already bought my second one.
Let's get into the NRA.
What about the NRA?
not saying let's jump into the topic.
Yeah, we're gonna lose viewers.
We're gonna break in and join the freaking NRA.
I'm down to join the NRA. They need all the support they can get.
Dude, we're being attacked.
Yeah.
Owning a gun is awesome, and it's not like, oh man, let's go shoot up stuff. Dude, owning a gun is just about protecting yourself and having the right for the First and Second Amendment.
I agree. And I was just telling you this story today, Chuck, but as soon as I bought the gun, right?
Yeah.
Because
what gun did you get? Because I know everyone always asks when I go to the gun range, everyone's like, dude, what gun do you recommend?
I got
what'd you get?
What everyone was saying was a great starter gun.
Yeah.
And I went out and shot it. Well, I shot one that was very close to it. I got the Smith & Wesson Shield Easy.
Yep. 9mm?
9mm.
Yeah, boy.
And I freaking love it. And I just am waiting for the arrival of my 6-hour P365.
Your dream gun, isn't it?
Dude, I saw that gun, a picture of it, just a picture of it.
Yeah.
2 years ago, probably.
Yeah.
And it was a two-tone, the FDE, the tan with the black.
Yes. Look at you, FDE. Look at you.
I'm learning,
You're
baby.
learning,
I'm
boy.
learning.
I love it.
I bit the bullet, no pun intended,
Bro.
and I bought it, dude. And I've shot that one too.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get it. Can't wait to get it. That'll be one I carry.
Yeah.
But this story, right? I buy my gun, and literally 5 or 6 days later, I'm pulling in last week into my apartment complex.
Oh.
And as I pull in, I turn the corner to the entrance.
Do you want to tell? Because no one's going to come over after you say this.
You can't hide from it, apparently.
This is a cornerstone story about who's coming over and who's not.
I live in when you would see it,
a war zone. You
obviously.
live in a war zone.
Wouldn't you say, like, just by first view, it looks like it should be a pretty safe place?
It's the hub of like the up and coming, business minded millennial with money. It's like if someone was living in Orlando, like in Winter Park or Thornton Park or downtown. It's like, yeah, this is it.
You would feel safe.
Yeah, no, dude, you have like it's gated. It's right there in between like Comcast and all these like businesses and
Florida Blue, Merrill Lynch.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're right next to
door
Merrill
neighbors.
Lynch. Yes.
Yeah.
and it's a freaking war zone.
War zone. Don't get me started on all the trash I've seen everywhere. First of all, recently, but last week
is this an expose? Is this? Are you?
I'm not going to mention the name of it.
Okay.
Because I don't want more warmongers to move in.
Bro, you put a target on your back.
I pull in and there's freaking crime scene tape wrapped around the front entrance, bro. I can't get in.
Yeah.
And I roll my window down. There's cops, like 15 cops out there shining their lights in the grass looking for stuff. And I'm like, what happened? And he's like, oh, someone just got shot trying to get in the gate.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, what, dude? Shot?
Yeah.
Shot here? And so, long story short, after more reconnaissance, more neighbors being nosy and finding out this lady, so I find out that you're allowed now to rent your apartment out on Airbnb, which is causing all the ruckus, first of all.
You're not are you allowed to, or are they allowing it?
The management company is allowing it, they said.
So if you're like, hey, man, I'm going to be out of town for the week, I can rent it.
That's what it sounded like to me. Anyways,
that's a huge red flag.
Huge red flag that nobody signed up for. So it's been loud recently. There's been trash laid everywhere, like just gross stuff. And I'm like,
who's getting an Airbnb and buying raw bacon and leaving it out?
Right. Yes. And uneaten hummus.
Thank you.
Coffee grounds.
It's almost like their trash bag rips and they just let it be, or they're throwing it over the balcony. They're throwing it over the balcony.
How does a bag of groceries get thrown over the balcony?
A bag of trash, but yes,
that specific one was not trash. There was bacon in that package. And if you look at that picture you sent me.
I think they were portion controlling.
And they might have been. Dude, extreme times call for extreme measures.
Because that was about a half-open pack of bacon.
Hummus.
Coke.
Velvet cake. Velvet cake. Red velvet cake, yeah. So,
man.
Someone gets shot. Okay, so this lady who was staying in an Airbnb in my building, right? There's 4 buildings. My building was going in the front gate, had her 9-year-old son in the back seat and a younger daughter in the other back seat. Freaking gets shot up. The 9-year-old son gets 2 bullets to the arm.
Ugh.
He's going to make a full recovery.
He took it like a champ.
Apparently so.
Bulletproof.
So this information is coming from her to a neighbor. She told a neighbor that I'm friends with. And basically, long story short, she was driving a blue Charger.
Yeah.
And there just so happens to be a resident in my building as well that also drives a blue Charger. So the conspiracy is it was a targeted hit. They got the wrong car. And so the next night, I'm pulling into my apartment complex as the freaking blue Charger is pulling out, dude. I could have gotten caught in crossfire.
Yes. Bro, if they had some Full Metal Jackets, I went through his car and then to yours, and you would have been dead.
Insane. Moral of the story.
Yes.
Get your concealed license.
Yes.
Get a gun. Screw anti-Second Amendment stuff. Protect yourself. We must be able to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm about to go take the class and get my. I was planning on it anyways, but I'm expediting this concealed weapons license, man. It's insane.
This
over there?
Yeah, I'm gonna adjust it. But this I was gonna because I'm about to preach because I do have my concealed carry.
You sure do.
I do have my concealed carry, and they make it hard. Joe Biden a few years ago created this coronavirus stuff, and he makes it impossible for you to get your concealed carry because let's say there's about 10 offices, right? 9 of them are closed right now. So if you're in the Orlando area, go Horns. There's nowhere to go. They're like, oh, we usually allow it to happen over here.
What do you mean there's nowhere to go for the class?
No, to get your license, to submit your license.
Where do you go? It's not like the DMV, is it?
No, usually you could. You could submit your information there. That's closed. Though, like every county, Volusia, the main one's closed. Seminole's closed. Orange County's closed. I had to go to Flagler. I had to drive like an hour and change to go to an office to get mine.
Unbelievable.
It was great. If anyone needs, this is a, I approved this message. If anybody needs to get a concealed carry license, go to the Flagler Beach one. They do everything. Not blueprints, fingerprints, signatures, test, everything. If you need to get everything done, go to Flagler one. So I went there. I got it a few weeks later.
Very cool.
Concealed carry. And that way, if you need to buy a gun, you get it the same day.
Love that.
Yeah. So that's the only way to get your gun the same day.
The waiting period is such a tease, man.
It's like Christmas, man.
It's like Christmas shows up, but you have to wait even longer.
And I told you have to go there, sign for it. So you get to see your gun.
Right. Hold it, smell it.
You look at it, and they're like, dude, do you love it? Dude, it's so awesome. They always talk you up. Dude, badass gun. Come back in 3 days.
You're going to love this one.
You're going to love it. Badass.
I have one of these, man. It's my favorite gun.
Yeah. You know what's even better? When they like start talking about your gun and you don't know what you're talking about. That happened to me once. He's like, dude, does it have like the 3.46 and the blah, blah, blah? I'm like, yep.
That's bound to happen to me.
Yeah, it happens. Dude, the first time you go into a gun store.
It's intimidating.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It is.
And you also have the thought. Did you hear about the guy in Texas, by the way, last week who walked into a gun store and shot it up? Killed a couple people before they killed him.
Yeah. Was that? Yeah. That ain't happened to me.
There is, I feel the same way about driving, especially on 2-lane highways.
Yeah.
Same applies with the gun range and gun stores, man. You have to have a lot of trust in humanity.
Yes, that's how it is. Because what happened in Texas, it's the same thing that happens in every gun store. Hey, can I try? No, like they do not give you like a magazine, but if you were
with bullets in it.
Yeah, with bullets in it. But if there was a way for you to do it, you could, right? Or if you go, like
you could walk in,
especially to gun stores that have gun ranges.
Right.
That's the main thing.
It's definitely intimidating.
But the first time you go in, and they're all nice, man. They're like, dude, let's do your first gun. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, man, it is. And they hand you the gun. I remember the first time I went to a gun store and I was like looking. They're like, here you go. Bro, they're like, hey, just, cock it back and stuff and put the slide. And I was like, and he had to do it for me. I was so embarrassed.
That is,
and I was like, I'm never gonna let that happen again because I'll be the macho guy.
It is like you said the word. It is a macho place where it's like your manhood is being measured almost, and when you can't get on the same page with the lingo or the terminology or know how to hold it or know how to close the slide.
Yeah.
It is embarrassing,
bro. When because after I got my guns, I was like, I want to get AR-15s because the word going around that they want to ban AR-15s, and I was like, dude, like that looks great. I dig it. I want an AR-15. He was like, oh, are you wanting a 7.62 or 2.23? What?
I still couldn't tell you what the difference is.
I said, what's the difference? He's like, oh, the magazine, this one's a little different. You can get it, but 223s, you can get ammo anywhere, but the magazine, and I was like,
different calibers.
Yes, it is. 7.62, everyone, is a K round.
Oh.
223 is an AR round. I have both.
So if you cannot shoot both ammos out of either one of them.
The reason everybody wants to go after AR-15s is that they're so customizable. You can shoot 9mm out of AR-15s.
I was just going to ask.
Yeah. You can get, like the guy who taught John Wick. He pretty much tried to teach everyone on AR-15s that shoot 9mm because 9mm is cheap. And if you have it, you can aim it and shoot it and everything. But if you wanted to, you go AR-15 with 223, the standard round. Uh-huh. And if you wanted to go AR-15 with an AK round, which is very popular, AK, you can use that too. They're so customizable. You can just mail them to your house, change the parts around. That's why everyone has an issue with AR-15s. But the same thing. It's like you could have an AR-15 that has the same amount of rounds as a 9mm. There's Glocks with 30 rounds.
I know why they're coming after him too, because AR stands for assault rifle.
Yeah, it's not, but that's what it is, man. They don't get. They're taking the optics of an AR-15 and trying to use it as like a death weapon.
Right.
And then if you watch all these like YouTubers who were in the military, they're like, we don't use those.
It's really fascinating
a death machine
to hear the amount of people who think that automatic weapons are legal.
They're all semi-automatic. Yeah.
But a lot of people believe that ARs and AK-47s are by nature automatic guns.
Yeah.
You cannot buy an automatic gun.
No.
They are illegal.
Yeah. They are illegal. That's why they're going after like large capacity magazines.
Right, but they're trying to make the ARs and the AKs sound as though they are automatic.
And I just go back, and then they all go back.
Machine guns.
Yeah, they're all like death weapons. But if someone uses a gun at a mass shooting, we should make it illegal. But if someone uses a car to kill someone, they don't make cars.
Course,
yes,
of course.
It's the same thing. Anything can be used as a weapon.
Knives.
Yeah.
Who was it that banned knives?
London.
It was London, wasn't it?
Yeah. No, because they banned. They eventually did ban knives because there was gun violence, and once they banned guns, there became knife violence. Mm-hmm. That just shows you that criminals will use. Matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They'll use whatever they can to hurt you, and that's why I believe like gun safe zones are BS. And I sound like a gun guy now.
You are a gun guy.
I am a gun guy because I have like 20 guns now.
Almost, man. I'm a freaking, that's not a lie.
And just letting you know, whoever seen me shoot,
marksman.
I'm a marksman. I'll light you up.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby. Hey, we are going to go. Hey, should we document when we go to the range?
We totally should.
Should we be like Steven Crowder and be like, hey, we brought a anti, gun person here.
You want to go? You want to get that back on track?
No, I got it on track. We're just talking right now.
Okay.
I got you right here, buddy, because I got this state of the art system.
Nice.
So we're gonna take. We're not gonna take because ammo's so expensive. We ain't taking anyone with us.
They gotta buy. They can shoot our guns, but not. They gotta buy their own ammo.
We can buy. You can buy some ammo off us. We got some boxes.
Chuck's the ammo dealer.
Hey, we got some boxes, $50.
Yeah, I got a guy. You need some ammo?
Hey, if you need ammo, I got you. If you need, I got 7.62. I got 9. I got 40. Dang. Hit me up.
I might buy some more 9 off of you.
I got some, buddy.
Brass.
I got brass and steel.
No, I don't want any steel.
Steel's for outdoor. Steel's for outdoor, and then put it in a body.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you just want to go to a gun range at PSA, most indoor gun ranges only take brass.
That's right.
Yes.
And they'd explain to me why is because the steel on the concrete wall behind it sparks, and I guess all the padding in front of it, that catches the bullet.
I've lit a gun range on fire.
Have you really?
Yeah. Yep. Now there's proof. My brother, my dad, and Melissa, all them. I was shooting, and I saw like an orange like glow, an amber glow. 311 amber is the equivalent energy. And you hate that song? Okay.
Yes.
Do you really hate that song?
I don't necessarily hate that song. I just can't stand that band.
You're so rude. So I saw an amber, it's a color for energy light come and hit me. And I was like, oh, that might just be like a security light, right?
Right.
And a guy was like, hey, man, do you mind moving over? The ranger, they call him, or marshal, whatever they call him, or range marshal. And he's like, hey, do you mind scooting over? And I was like, did I do something wrong? And he's like, no. And he had a fire extinguisher. And he was like, do you know the ropes or cords or chains that pull your target?
Yeah.
This place was using like like rope to pull. All the gunpowder in the air creates like a magnetic field and all that stuff, and it sparks it as it's coming out. So so mine lit on fire like 2 feet above my head. Yeah,
freaking way.
That's what happens. That's why they don't have it, because there's so much stuff in the air that when your gun goes off, it creates a spark. Wow. And it's a magnetic gunpowder, whatever kind of mixture.
Insane.
So yeah, steel is for outdoor.
Probably best to shoot outdoor anyways, if possible, because lead poisoning is a real deal too, man. It's not good for you to be breathing all those fumes.
And I went to an outdoor range last week and I loved it. Quieter, which is great. More options, steel targets, paper targets. You can shoot rifles and all that stuff. You can shoot shotguns there.
I want to shoot some skeet. Oh, skeet.
We're definitely doing that.
Let's do it. I got a shotgun. My dad has a shotgun, I should say. We'll pull it out of the closet.
Yeah, I need to get one. I still don't have one. I have AR. I have a bunch of handguns.
Yeah, but what would you want a shotgun for? Because you're as much of a gun enthusiast as you are now. Yeah. What would you actually use a shotgun for?
There was a video about what's the best home security gun. And that's why I got AR-15s, because someone said the best home security gun is like a short barrel AR-15. Because it holds way more. You can shoot it quicker. You can put lights on it and all that stuff. It's like the perfect Home gun, not a long one, but a short one. But a shotgun. I saw John Wick load some people up with them, and I think a shotgun's cool. There's a bunch of cool tactical ones out there that I would love to get my hands on.
I gotta see this movie, John Wick. So
have you not seen it?
I've never seen John Wick.
That's the reason. That's the reason that I got so, because like I wanted a gun. I was like, I'm getting older. I want a gun, and dude, after seeing John Wick, you're like, I can freaking destroy the world if I get on some Keanu vibes.
Dang, better than Hitman?
Oh, beyond, because it's real.
Okay, explain to me. Was John Wick a real person?
No, John Wick's not a real person.
What do you mean it's real?
Because the thing that made it like world famous was there's a school that your boy Joe Rogan goes on it. Terran Tactical. He's the guy.
I've seen it. He's got the instructor behind him holding his waist and like guiding him through the
So
track.
the video that came out was Keanu Reeves just lighting up.
I've seen that.
From
his holster.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome video. And then it's like the guns he used in there, used in the movies. He reloads. That's the big thing in the John Wick movie, that he reloads on camera. And then he's like reloading and then going back at it. And he's shooting realistically. He's not shooting one-handed as he's like pointing and shooting. And that's what is like great about the movie. He's unloading, checking.
Is he shooting real bullets?
No, you can't shoot real bullets.
Well, if there was nobody in front of him for the scene.
No, they're probably shooting blanks, but these guns were made, like they're real guns that were made for the movies. And after you watch, you're like, bro, that's
I gotta see John Wick.
So good. It's so
Keanu Reeves is a god.
When it comes to that stuff, dude, in part 3, he shoots, he builds a revolver in real time. There's a bunch of guys coming after him, and he has a revolver. He's in like a museum, and he has to rebuild a revolver in real time, check it, and then shoot it. It's a gun.
Pretty intense.
It's
a
gun guy movie. Once you see that, you're like, order.
$4,000 later.
Bro, once you watch it, you're going to be addicted to guns.
All right. Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Oh, man. What a great conversation.
What a good conversation.
Dude,
hopefully we didn't lose too many people.
I know. Anti-gun. But, dude, there's a lot of people when I shoot guns who are like, hey, what do you recommend? Like, what do you like? What do you shoot? I'm thinking about getting into it. Because that's the thing. And you're the same way I was last year. It's like, I want to get into it, but this is a new world.
Right.
Am I going to be like a killer if I buy a gun? Or is my gun just going to go off if I buy it, whatever?
I'm telling you.
And then like you get into it and you're like, it's not that way. Like you buy it, it's a tool. You can use it for security. You can use it for accuracy. And a lot of people are still scared about getting into it. And once you get into it, you kind of become like a voice for everyone else. And I get questions all the time.
It's definitely something to be respected, for sure. My mother's father was a Marine. Side note about him, he was a prisoner of war in Japan for 3 years in World War II.
Brutal.
So he raised her with like just major gun etiquette.
Yeah.
And even though we didn't have guns when I was coming up, like she always, taught me. My dad too. My dad was in Vietnam. In the Army, just how to respect the gun. Never point. This one thing my mom always said when I was growing up: unloaded guns kill people.
I remember you telling me that.
And dude, that's you've seen it firsthand. Like if a gun is on the counter and I can see there's no clip in it, and I know there's nothing in the chamber, I still don't want that crap pointing at me.
That's fine. That's a lot of people presume that the gun is loaded. Yes.
Always.
And that's fine. And then don't point it unless you want to destroy it.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's all true. Dude, there's been times I've been to the range and I would, hold it up, point it at the target, and I'd pull back and it just doesn't really go off. It feels a little gummy.
Uh-huh.
It's because my finger is a little too high. And then when I slide it down, it goes off. Boom. And it's random, right? Dude, imagine if you're like an untrained person. You're like, oh man, just in their house loading up the gun. Why is it not going off? Like, yeah, dude, it's you got to be careful.
Yeah,
and it's all comfortability, because once you get into, I want to start carrying my gun.
Same.
I don't put like as macho as I am. I do not put one in the chamber when I walk around. But if you talk to these bad boys,
they
do walk around with the chamber in the round.
Absolutely.
Because they said, if something goes down, I can pull my gun out right now and pull that trigger.
In those moments, God forbid any of us ever experience that, but in those moments, every millisecond counts.
Yes, that's their thing.
Right.
That's what they say. They're like, if someone's pointing a gun at me and I'm pointing a gun at them, it's about moves. They can pull. Their first move is pulling the trigger. My first move is popping the magazine, sliding it, pulling the trigger. I'm down 2 moves. So that's their thing. It's milliseconds. It's whoever can pull that trigger first. Yeah.
Going back to Texas again.
Yeah.
Do you remember that shooter who walked into the church?
Heck yeah.
What a freaking it's so sad. People lost their lives, but what a badass video.
Yeah.
The security camera where, first of all, the gun goes off and almost freaking everybody in the church pulls out their guns. And that one older gentleman who was an usher from across the room over the heads of congregants, one shot, pow, one shot, put the guy down, dude. And he had to have been 30 yards away.
Yeah. He was far. He wasn't like in the same aisle. He was like in the center. And the guy who came in was like that far door over in the corner. And seconds, person came in and started shooting. Guy pulled out his gun, pulled the trigger, laid the guy out.
Immediate one shot.
That's the thing everyone talks about, man. That's the whole. If something bad happens, you train years and years and years and prepare and carry with you for years and years. When something bad does happen, you have like 3 seconds.
It's crazy. And when people come around me, like there's a friend of ours, shout out John Brigham, my dude, love that guy. He's like an older brother to me, man.
Nice.
He hopefully I'm not giving up too much information, but he carries, and every time he's around or every time somebody tells me I carry, I got my concealed license, I automatically feel safer.
Yeah. Do you feel safe around me?
Now that I know you have a gun.
Yeah.
The great equalizer.
And I ain't bad at shooting.
Now I feel safe around myself now.
Heck yeah. There's times I think about it, man. There's like, I carry mine, and it's all a part of the whole. It's part of the cause. It's like, I'm a protector now. If you're if you're a good person, you're like, I'm a protector. If something bad happens, if somebody in this bank tries to rob it, I'm the person.
Well, are you? I don't think you're supposed to have a gun in a bank, are you?
We're gonna have it. We're working on it. Me and Ron.
What they don't know won't kill them.
Me and Ron DeSantis are working on it. We're gonna make Florida a based on the Constitution. A free carry,
free open carry, no license needed.
We don't need open carry, but it needs to be free carry, because open carry gets you shot. Just letting you know. Because if they see you with a gun, you're first target.
That's true.
Because terrorists,
they want to put out the person who's a
terrorists have the they surprise, the element of surprise.
Right.
So they're the one that pulled their trigger, or they pulled their trigger first. They pulled their guns first. So if they see somebody with the gun, you're first target.
Yep.
That's why military dudes, tactical dudes say, do not open carry because you're first target. It's not a macho thing. It's not a macho thing. They're not like, oh, don't mess with me, I have a gun. You're first target. The terrorist is going to attack you first before you attack them. So, yes, do not open carry everyone. You'll die that way.
Good. That's a good word, man.
Yeah.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Should we end it on that good word?
Bro, we still have a couple of questions.
I know, but we're definitely over an hour. We're right at an hour. We spent 20 minutes on guns.
Yeah, we did. I guess we're just going to get into your questions next episode.
So you want to ask one?
Yeah, dude.
Let's get into one.
The first question that's been like on the list for a while.
Okay. Who asked it?
It's Melissa's brother, Eric.
Okay.
Eric
What's up,
Davis.
Eric?
He's actually one of our strongest supporters.
Really? He's watching every episode?
Every episode.
Eric commented a little while ago.
He's commented on YouTube. He's commented on Facebook. He's one of our biggest supporters.
Eric seems like a cool guy.
Yes. So he knows that we're big into heavy music.
Okay.
He asked, this is a question that's been in the works for a while, that Screamo vocalist, and this is up your alley, is that talent, or is that just some angry dude just yelling into a mic? What do you think?
I think that for the most part, it's talent for sure. There used to be, back when I was doing it, there was this like in the metal scene, I forgot who it was, but there was this world-renowned vocal coach who taught metal singers how to scream.
Yeah.
The proper way, which screaming, there's not really a proper way, but they would teach the people how to do it with minimal damage.
Yeah.
But here's my experience. The first 6 months of me and my first band, a hardcore band, I sounded like a freaking cat in heat, bro. Cracky, scratchy. It was like I was going through puberty. When I would scream, it would like crack and stuff. And then as I went on, it just got thicker and like more body to it. And I got to the point where I could do it high and I could do it low and I could do what I wanted with the scream. I think for the most part, it's a skill. It's a talent.
Is the most cringe thing YouTube tutorials about how to scream?
Oh my God. The best ones are the hardcore vocal covers. Please, for the love of God, if you have not YouTubed hardcore vocal covers, please do yourself a favor. You got these guys and probably girls who are in their bedroom with their camera on and they're got, you know, their pretend microphone, and it's not like held like that. It's held like that, you know. And they're putting their foot up on their bed and just like doing the throat slit, the whole nine. It's cringeworthy, bro.
I hate them.
Cringeworthy.
Dude, hearing tutorials about how to scream and everything is the worst.
It's the worst.
I know that's what you got to do to get to that point, but it's rough. It's cringeworthy. And I can agree, you know. There's some bands that are a little bit I'm just gonna yell to the mic. But if you're big enough, you probably had to refine it. You would have blown out your vocals and not you can't do shows if you're just yelling all the time.
Like Sonny Moore
from POD, baby.
No.
Oh, Skrillex.
Skrillet.
Christian metal band.
Skrillex.
Skrillet.
Skillix. Is that what you said a few weeks ago? He blew his voice out, and I believe that's why a reason to do. He went to be in the DJ.
Yeah.
Same with the singer from The Used. The way he sang and screamed was like.
I was gonna try with my job.
Try it.
He does that whole like wailing. It's almost like he kind of cracked and did all that on purpose. He like abused his voice on purpose.
And you can tell he's projecting with so much air and like it's the amount of air that's making it scream. But you got to give it to the guys and the gals who can do it every night on tour and not lose their voice.
Last week's episode, I know I've mentioned it before. I know you have. I don't know. Somebody can confirm this. I think something happened between Dance Gavin Dance and Samuel Sanders one year. Don't know what happened because this dude has some legitimate hatred for this, and it's weird. It seems personal, but that dude, John Mesh, he screams. There's Tillian and the screamer, right? He screams, but he looks like he's just having like just like a coffee and a sandwich.
Yeah, okay.
There's some guys who can just like their voice sounds like the record, but their face sounds like they're just going on a walk.
So those people, that's funny you said that because you ever heard of Dead Poetic? Of course you have.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear their first record?
Not like
Four-Wall Blackmail.
Yeah, bring it up.
Probably awful, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Well, I saw them one day, and I was standing side stage, right?
Yeah.
And what fascinated me, and this was the early days of me, it might have been before I was in a band, I don't know, but I was hearing the music through the monitors. So I was hearing behind the sound system, I was hearing what the band heard. And when he screamed, he sang and he screamed. When he screamed, it had to be if his sing was at a level 10, his scream was at like a 6 or a 7. It was quieter.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so fascinating. But what some of these people do is they actually find that spot in their voice to where they can manipulate it and they can get that guttural like scream sound without projecting a lot. And which I would imagine causes way less damage on your vocals.
So they would probably sing like here, and then when they do the scream, they'd bring in just a little bit to kind of get
they'll muffle a little bit.
Yeah. Because there's people I see, like the guys who've been doing it for like 15 years, they still get that nasty grit.
Yeah.
But their face isn't
right.
You know, they're just,
it's not matching.
Yeah, it's not matching. And that's how like Dance Gavin Dance, he's doing all these guttural things, but his eyes and face and energy are just like he's going on a walk, you know?
Right.
But that's what you got to do. That I always thought about Jamie Josta, where like you are the screamer in a band that is known for screaming. How are you still doing this?
Some people are freaking built for it. I got to the point where the most shows we ever played in a row was 10.
Yeah.
Every day?
Yeah. Not every day. Once a day.
Once a day for 10 days, I believe it was. And that was a couple years in, and I didn't lose my voice. But dude, every show in the early days, like first 6 months, every show I couldn't talk for 3 or 4 days afterwards.
Which leads us to the reunion. When are we getting it?
I'm working on an Our Finest Hour show. Not a reunion show, but
don't tease people.
But I'm working on. Most of the band members don't know this yet. A couple do. But I'm working on getting them on here as guests, man. That'll be a lot of fun.
That's been like the number one question. Not question, but like, hey, when is that episode going to happen?
I'm going to put some extra gusto in it, and I'll try to make it happen within the next couple months.
People really want it. We're going to have a round table and everything.
Did you see one of the comments under when I was promoting the Lane Pittman episode last week? Somebody, I know the guy a little bit. He looks really familiar, but we don't follow each other on social media. And his first comment was, when are you going to post the Our Finest Hour record on Spotify?
Yeah.
I got to get it up.
You got to get it up. People are demanding it. You're in the public eye now.
That's those days, man. There's no trace of it online.
There isn't. What would it take just like a video or just like a song?
A new song?
Yeah. Like, what would it take?
I don't know that any of that would happen. If we were to ever play another reunion show, it would probably take the right bands agreeing to do a reunion show as well. Chasing Victory and With Blood Comes Cleansing. I'm telling you right now, you're hearing me. Michael Lamb always comments, good friend of mine, old friend of mine, from Chasing Victory. I'm letting you know, bro. If Chasing Victory and With Blood Comes Cleansing says they want to do a reunion show, I will see to it that Our Finest Hour is on it.
There we go. That's all we needed.
I'm going to need Michael Lamb to do all the screaming parts for us, though, because I'm not doing I make a living singing now. I can't ruin my voice. Last time we did a reunion show, I couldn't talk for 3 weeks, bro.
Tighten it up.
3 weeks.
Tighten it up.
I can't do it. I can't scream anymore, bro. I can't. Could you imagine me on a stage screaming?
I've seen you do it before.
You've never seen me do it.
I've seen you joke around doing it. You can do it. Tighten it up. Tighten it up, boy.
It's my moneymaker, dude.
You can do it. If you put a little bit of energy into, like you said, 60%. Turn the volume up.
I can't do it like that. I can't do it like that. And I probably wouldn't get the same product at this point in time. It's literally been
15 years.
Close to.
Yeah.
Close to that.
So you don't want that kind of, hey, we're having a reunion show and everyone shows up. I'm like, dang. Like as one of my boys said, Mark Nunley, he went and saw a unnamed band who did like a 15-year interview. And he was like, I wish they stayed retired.
It's the worst, isn't it?
He's like,
when they come back.
He was so pumped about it. And he was like, I can't. He's like, I left. It's just like, it's not there.
Well, there's the answer. I will see to it we're on the show if those two bands decide they want to have a reunion show as well.
All right. With that being said, man, let's wrap this boy up.
Man, good times. Happy 10th anniversary.
10th. That was fun, dude.
That sure
was.
Like
we said, we're just going to shoot the breeze. We had a good time.
I had a great time.
Yeah, always have a great time. Subscribed.
Do not forget to subscribe.
Yeah, so we're going to have, you probably saw it already. We have our subscribe, like, comment stuff. We love hearing your feedback. That's very important to us. We love hearing what you do like, what you don't like.
Yep.
Because we want to bring you that content that makes you have a smile on your face all Friday long. And all weekend long if you don't catch it on Friday. But till next time. This is Samuel Sanders.
This is Chuckacious Jackson.
The bad boys.
Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Don't cut me off.
My bad. Oh, we got the guns now?
Yeah, we got guns now.
One in Rome.
I'm not the only one now.
What's up, S.A.?
S.A. Poppy. All right, we'll see y'all next week.
And just like Chuck said, here, can I just make a request?
Yeah.
If you dig this, we've never really asked much of this, but would you share it with a friend, man? We'd be very honored.
I think that's the next step.
That. Yeah. Calls to action.
We have a lot of people that like and subscribe and watch it. And if you want to get the word out and be a part of this family that kind of just grows and grows and grows, share it with a friend.
We would be forever honored.
You might not be able to describe what we're about. Sorry. If you had to describe it to someone, I don't know what you're going to say.
Oh, I messed up.
So, pass it along to a friend. I think that's the next step of what we need to do.
I think so.
Yeah. So, thank you for watching this week. Go ahead and go get your guns. Go get your license.
While you still can, baby.
While you still can.
Yep.
All right. Check us next week, y'all.
We'll see you then. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.
Adios.